Yeah. For like a deposition, and you have them already known, you know, filled out already, so you know where everybody's sitting and they're a different color. Okay? That's what that's for. That's more for like the advanced class. Well, we'll watch it.
Let's see how to change speakers within Total Eclipse. Total Eclipse. This answer needs to be changed to a speaker paragraph. Here's a keyboard method in case you'd rather not use the mouse. Simply place your cursor in this first line and press the home key twice. Then press F2 to see the speaker list. To select Ms. Sutherland, I could press the 4 key, which is the number next to her name, then press the Enter key. But there's also a mouse method. Simply click on the paragraph button and select Speaker. OK. Then use the mouse to point and click. OK.
See what it did right there?
Yeah.
It's doing what I just told you guys how to do. So if you want to change it, you kind of go to the paragraph line, say you want it in a speaker, change it to a speaker. It's automatically going to bring up your speaker list. Choose whatever speaker you want, push that speaker, and it automatically goes in there. Knows how to set it up and everything. Okay?
Want to be able to use a set of editing shortcuts that are built into the default Total Eclipse keyboard setup. In other words, I want to be able to press Control 1 from anywhere in this paragraph and have it change to Speaker 1. So I don't want to be confused by the order in which speakers' names happen to be listed.
Do you understand that? Pretty simple.
On speakers, you always put like Miss or Mr. or Mrs. You never put like Ashley Jones. You're gonna put Miss or Mrs. And how do you know if they're a Miss or a Ms. or Mrs.?
I guess they're
Well, great question. Great question. I was always taught by the first person that I worked for that it's always MS. If they're married or not, it doesn't matter. Always just put, and to this day, I know that they're married. I know her personally. Always put MS.
So
I
female
do.
is MS and male is MR.
Just MR. It's what I do. Now, who you go to work for may want you to put the proper, you know what? It needs to be Mrs. She's married. It needs to be MRS. Okay.
So you would just have to ask?
Yeah. Yeah. And when in doubt, just put MS. And your employer will tell you, you know what? I know her. She's married. This is the way we do it here. Okay. Well, I was taught that it was just always, when in doubt, just put MS. So just do MS.
So is there another page that shows like full names, like it would say Ms. Ashley Jones?
Yeah, on the appearance page. So that'll be the second page of your transcript. And that'll come next semester when y'all take the advanced. So we're gonna put a whole transcript together and you're gonna know how to do it. So you're gonna know who Miss Jones is. It's Miss Ashley Jones. She's the attorney representing mom, her bar number, address, telephone number, everything is on the appearance page. Okay? Great question though. Any questions about that on speakers? Bless you.
It's very easy to change paragraph labels that contain a misspelled speaker's name. Just press F2 to open the speaker table. Just press F2 to open the speaker table. Then select the name you want to change. By the way, you can also open the change dialog by double-clicking on a speaker's name. Type the new name and press OK. Usually you'll make the change throughout all the documents.
You see what it's telling you there? Say you went through the document and you misspelled Mr. Tiramisu's name. Well, you know what? I don't want to have to go through and change it throughout the whole doggone thing or whatever. I just want to be able to change it. This is the way you change it. And it'll change it throughout the whole document. It'll ask you if you want to go from there forward or if you want to change it throughout the whole document. Okay? I'm going to rewind it just a bit and just kind of let it explain again.
Double clicking on a speaker's name. Just press F2 to open the speaker table. Then select the name you want to change. By the way, you can also open the change dialog by double clicking on a speaker's name. Type the new name and press OK. Usually you'll make the change throughout all the documents. But let's say that you've used the same steno to identify an attorney throughout the day, but at lunch he or she is replaced by a colleague. You could use the forward button to change the speaker's name only from lunch forward.
You see what it's telling you right there?
Yeah.
You use that same speaker identification for the same person. No big deal. You just want to change it from there forward. So let's just say I have it all the time. I use this all the time because we may have 12 different hearings in the morning. Well, you know what? 3 different people ordered transcripts from that day. I do the transcript in that day. So I don't automatically highlight it and push it out into a into another job. What I do is I go through and do the job first in that job, so it saves it twice. So I go through, do the job, then I go to the beginning, I highlight the whole thing, copy it, open up a different paragraph, open up a different, totally different job, rename it to what I want it to, and then paste it in there. So this way the job's in 2 places. Anything ever happens to that job, all I have to do is go back to that day, it's still in there. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And this is what it's telling you to do. So say I did the first job, I did the 6th job, and I did the 9th job. Well, it's not the same speakers every time. But when I went through on the first job and named all of those speakers, it went through and named it throughout the whole thing. So, no big deal. This is what it's telling you to do. To be able to change it from there down, or from there forward. Well, I change it from there forward. Well, when I get to the 3rd job that I need to do, well, guess what? It's changed it to all of the speaker identifications of the 2nd job. No big deal. Use this thing again, change it from there. So when you go back in to do the job, all your speaker identifications are going to be correct. Does that make sense? So if something ever happens to that job that you need to go through and copy and paste it again, you don't have to worry about changing the speaker identifications because you just did it from there forward. Make sense? If it doesn't, tell me, guys. If I'm not explaining it correctly or simple enough, tell me.
It makes sense.
Okay, good. Really good little tool right here. Really good tool.
The change is instant and even affects byline paragraphs that reference the speaker's name. Let's take a closer look at the dialog used to change a speaker name. It does much more. For instance, you could set up shortcuts way beyond 9. You could also select special colors to identify speakers and set up speaker groups. There are also buttons on the speaker list dialog that...
You see what it's telling you right there? So really what it's doing is it's giving you, you can name, who these people are. Say that for the plaintiff, 0, 1, 2, 100, and 2 were for the plaintiff. 3 and 4 were for the defendant. You can go through and name, whatever you need to. That's what it's telling you.
Make it easy to reorganize the order in which the names appear. Additional functions of these.
You see what it was doing there? You can move the speakers wherever you want to. Up, down, wherever. By using that move key.
Also buttons on these.
So move up, move down. What you do is you come in here, highlight whatever speaker you want, move it down. It's going to move it as far down as you want. Okay? So the ones that you use the most you're gonna want probably up here. Doesn't really matter. But like I had it set up, A, B, C, D. Well, I wasn't using the other ones, but they were up there. I could have just moved those down and the other ones come up. So you could have done that. I just find it easier just to go in and change it. This way I already know it's A, B, C, D or whatever. Okay?
Speaker list dialog that make it easy to reorganize the order in which the names appear. Additional functions of the speaker list are described in the presentation on pre-translation speaker setup.
Any questions about that? Really good, really important stuff right there.
Does your court have a jury?
No, we don't do any juries. Okay, guys, that's the end of the lesson. A lot of stuff right there, guys. Go through and do that lesson or go into a transcript and mess with it. Something that you practiced that day, say y'all did, a take for, 30, 45 minutes. You know you're not going to use it for anything. Go back in there and mess with it. Okay? Use the stuff that we're learning every week that week. I don't care how you use it. Mess around with it a little bit. And on something that you don't really care if it messes it up, but mess around with this stuff because it just makes it easier. Okay?